All right, we're live. We'll see how many people we get on. We're just waiting till 10 for the video to start. Oh, it looks like Jonathan joined us. Welcome, Jonathan. We appreciate you having you. We're going to get started in about 8 minutes here. How are you today, Jonathan? You got your plans ready? Got your foam board all cut out, ready to go. I've been following you on social media about the SR71. I think it's pretty cool what you're doing. Terry, welcome. We have West Texas research facility in the house. Love it. Absolutely love it. Jonathan, we all want to fly, trust me. We all want. We've had some rainy weather lately and I haven't been able to fly, so I'm in the same boat. We'll get started in about 7 minutes here. Let's get our guns plugged in.
Here, I can plug it in.
Around here. Terry, I understand that Rick had to go to work. That's too bad. We were hoping to have him on, but do what you got to do, right? You like that? Should I show it to you? Chuck Glider. Simple, but it's going to be one of our Chuck Gliders we're going to release. It's kind of fun. This was designed by the guys down at the West Texas design facility, and actually it's really floaty and it flies really well, so we're excited to get this one out to you. If I can get it to stand back up. Nothing compared to yours though, right? How you guys doing?
Good.
Good? We'll get these guys introduced when we get started in about 5 minutes.
There's a behind right
Here, we can move this over here so you can look on there too, okay? Did we know what we're building today?
Yeah.
What?
This.
This? What is it, Kate?
Skytrain.
It's a Skytrain. C-47, right? Mm-hmm. What's the civilian version, do you know?
What?
The civilian version of this plane.
Douglas?
Douglas is the manufacturer.
I don't know.
C-47 was the military version. The DC-3
Oh yeah.
was the,
Maybe.
no, the civilian version, which means regular people version, not military. Sorry, I keep looking over here because I've got a screen here so I can see your guys' comments. And I think, I could be wrong, I think there's about a 20-second delay from the time you comment to the time I see it. So just make sure you be patient with me.
Wait, did you make it like that? So
Okay, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Get your supplies ready. We'll get everybody induced and we'll get started.
Did you make it so it pops like that?
What are we going to do today, guys?
Build the
We're going to build
Skytrain.
this, but what else are we going to do? We're going to go on a bike ride?
Yeah.
Yeah? You excited for that?
Yeah.
This whole coronavirus thing's got you a little bit of stir crazy, huh? Yeah. Alright. Getting close, waiting for other people to join. Once again, I appreciate everybody who is here. We're gonna have fun. This is actually a really cool glider. It glides really well, and the way we've done it is so that it has an adjustable elevator. So you can literally get it to do anything you want it to do. It's a pretty cool little glider. Wes, welcome. One of our beta builders, Wes, from the Great White North, just joined us. He's in Edmonton, and he is an amazing human. He does a lot of builds. If you're really like it, you're really into RC, follow his channel on YouTube. Wes, you can go ahead and post that in the comments. He's got a great channel. He's always doing some crazy stuff, and I think his last one was a stole competition in the middle of the winter. Snow on the ground, so definitely give him a follow. You ready to build, Wes? All right, got about 1 more minute and we'll get started. Vanessa, we got family in the house now. Welcome, Vanessa. Alrighty. It's about that time. You want to throw that garbage for me? Thank you. Alright. Once again, I'd like to welcome you to the Hangar Live. We're here in, this is the home edition, right guys? We're here in our kitchen where I typically build when I'm at home, when I'm not in the studio. And welcome. Welcome into our home. We got my kids here. This is Cade, also known as Mr. Fisher, so if you hear me call him Mr. Fisher, you'll know. This is, what's your name?
Miley.
Miley. She's my little Mai. And then who's this?
Cameron.
Cameron. We also call her KP. So, yeah, girls, that's nice. Thank you. They love your hair. Well, my daughter, my oldest, who's behind the camera right now, aspiring cinematographer, extraordinaire. She's the one that does their hair, and she does an amazing job. So, say hi, Mikkel.
Hi.
Okay, let's get going. First thing first, today we're building the Skytrain. This is a Chuck Glider we've designed, but we're going to be posting soon someone who's already taken the plans from the time we released them on Monday and converted it to I think a 4-channel RC plane using some micro quad motors, and I think they came off a tiny whoop. I could be wrong. Charles, welcome. South Africa, all the way from South Africa. Charles, were you able to download the free plans and get your parts in order? I hope so. Man, we appreciate you being here. It's a long ways away from where we are. Are you really the world record holder for paper airplane, Charles? You see that, kid?
Yeah.
This kid loves to make paper airplanes. World record, that's impressive. Thank you for joining us. We're honored. Like I said, we're going to be building the C-47 Skytrain. It's a Chuck Glider. It's got about 30-something inch wingspan, and it's a lot of fun. So let's, first of all, for those of you joining us who haven't cut out your plans yet, we're gonna do at the end of this video, we're gonna show you how to stitch together your plans, and then this video will be posted on our Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel when we're done. So you'll have access to the build video, and you can stop and pause and review it as needed. Speaking of social media and Instagram, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. That helps us out in a big way. Also, you can go over to our website, HRC.com, and there you can check out all sorts of great content. Excuse me. And you can actually go to our store and support us by purchasing one of our kits. Unfortunately, right now, the coronavirus has really put a damper on our manufacturing. Our manufacturing is shut down right now. But we will definitely get that back up and running as soon as we can and have kits available. So, what have I missed? Subscribe to us on YouTube, I said that. Oh, join the Squadron. Squadrons, we affectionately call our fans the Squadron, and we have a fan page on Facebook called the Squadron, and an extension of that fan page called the West Texas Design Facility. Those are our crazy Texans down there who are building and designing airplanes for us, and they do some pretty crazy stuff. So don't forget to not only join the Squadron, but join their page as well. Did I forget anything? What? Yeah, like the video, he says. That's great. Wes, Perry, Eric, y'all joined us. Thank you. Gary. Cleared the workbench. Okay, so we'll be building later in the day, but we'll check in your video. Okay, cool. If you guys would like, we can start you on your plans now. If that's something you'd like to see, Gary, that's definitely, we just thought we'd do it at the end, but if you want to start doing it, I can get these guys going and we can show you how to do the plans while they're tracing. They've still got to trace their airflames out too. So if you want to do that, we can definitely do that. In fact, why don't we start with that? Because then I can get you guys tracing on the floor like you normally do, okay? These guys have built with me lots, and so they kind of know the routine, okay?
What do I need to trace?
So one thing I've done first is I've gone ahead, and these are not our laser cut kits. These are all hand cut. So just to show you that it can be done, you don't have to have a laser to hand cut these out. I've created it right here. I've got two full, well, minus the wings, I've got two full airplanes here, ready to go, all cut out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to stitch some plans together, and then what you can do is you can follow me along with that. We'll just do that for a few minutes so you guys can get started on it, and then we'll get the kids tracing their own, started on tracing their own birds. Okay? Okay, you know what to do, right? Okay. I'll give you these. You can start tracing. You need one of these, two of these. I'll just give you each part individually, okay? One of those, four of these, two of those, and four of these.
Wait, we need two of those? Two of these?
Yes, there's some foam board just right there. You can just get on the floor and start tracing while I show everybody else how I stitch together plans. Pens are all right here. We're excited to have you, Wes. Wes is one of our great supporters up in, correct me if I'm wrong, Wes, Oregon, Washington, I can't remember where he's at. But he's up there in the northwest. Okay, so I've got a set of plans here. They're not, these are going to fall. They're not the plans that you guys are going to be building, but it's the same concept and same theory. So let's look at this. Okay? So what you do is there's two types of plans you can print out. There's a tiled plan, and then there's a full plan. The full plan is for people that go to Alpha Graphics and Kinko's, and or your FedEx store or whatever, your local print shop, yes, and you can print them out full size, and you can just cut them out that way or spray them like the guys in West Texas. They build theirs out of, they spray glue theirs to the foam, but their spray glue is very light. The spray glue we use is for our skins, and it's pretty heavy, and so what it does is it ends up permanently attaching it to there, which is not a big deal, except for you can see all the plan markings and whatnot. Wes says Corsairs. You saw those? Should I show them to you? These are beat up. These are some of our first prototypes. They're kind of beat up, and my kids have been chucking them around, but they're awesome. They really are. Coming soon, Wes. So what I do is the first thing I do is I print out the tiled plans. And more specifically, I start with the full plans and I take it into Acrobat, which is a free download from Adobe. And then I go what is called a poster function. And what that does is it'll automatically give me a way to tile the plans without having a margin of error. So make sure you download Acrobat for free from Adobe's website. So what I do is after I've tiled them, you can have an overlap in Adobe or an overlap of about, I usually do a ½ inch, quarter to ½ inch. And it leaves these little, I don't know if you can see those little score marks there, or the little alignment there. So you can actually line them up. And that allows you can bring that closer if you need to, Mikkel. And that allows you to line up the plans perfectly. Now one thing I do that I have and you can do this on a window, you can do this if you want to purchase a light table, you can. We have had this, I don't know where we got it, we've had it forever, but it's a light table. And so what I do usually is let me get this plugged in really quick. I will have my light table here, and it just lights up so you can see through the paper. You can do this on a window. You can do it on a glass top desk with your phone and the flashlight on your phone. Excuse me. But I will line these up like so. Can you see that? And then I will take some tape, and it's easier if you just use regular masking tape. Use a dispenser because then you're not trying to fight with it. But I have been known to use like regular packaging tape that I use for all my planes. We'll talk about this a little bit later. So the tape dispenser just makes it a little bit easier. So what I do is I'll line up my my alignment marks. And once I get those aligned, like so, sorry, I'm just reading your guys' comments. Can you still hear me? Oh, good. Good. Yeah, we just showed the guys in West Texas. We filled them in about light tables, and they're starting to use them. And one of the Terry down at the West Texas Design Facility, she's actually a graphic designer, and she has one, and she's all, anyway, so, and then what I do is I just tape them. Now, when you tape them, you have to remember where you're cutting. So this is a piece of this particular airframe right here. So I want to make sure it's taped all the way across here, because if it's not, then when I cut it out, this piece is going to fall off. Now, this is empty, this is scrap paper, right? And so, yes, I want to tape here to keep the papers from shifting and doing this, but I don't have to concentrate most of my tape here. I want to concentrate it mostly there, because then when I cut the piece out, it doesn't fall apart, okay? So there's the first 2 pages together. I just grabbed the next one, and they should print in order. And another way you can check to see if you're on is once you get those alignment marks, the registration marks, what we call in the graphic design world, registration marks, once we get those on, you can check your lines here. I'm not sure if you can see that on camera. And make sure everything is lined up, okay? And then I'm gonna take this piece, I'm gonna just start it there, make sure everything's lined up, and then finish up taping it. Now, The next thing you want to do is you'll notice as I hold this up, some of my lines are missing, right? So what I typically do, let me grab a pen from the kids here, is I will take a pen, and I like to color coordinate my plans, and we'll talk about what that is later. I'll just take a pen and I'll just trace those lines. And that gives me an idea. It doesn't have to be perfect, because remember, you can always use a straight edge to cut these lines, because we always use a straight edge and an Exacto knife. But I'll just go ahead and trace these lines, and that gives me an idea of where they are. So when I go to cut it, not on the light table, I can see it, okay? Let's go attach one more of these really quickly. Can you guys hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. I'm hoping you can. All right. Line this one up. Grab my tape. And this is a pretty fast process. You can usually tape a set of plans together in between 10 and 15 minutes, depending on how fast you are and how long you've been doing it. Excuse me. All right, so now you can see once again I've got these little sections that I need to trace more or less. So I'm going to just bring my pen and I'm going to just mark them out. Like I said, once again, not a big deal. They're not perfect because you can use a straight edge. You guys okay?
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm all done except for this one.
You're all done except for that one? Holy cow, you guys did that quick. Divide and conquer. All right, so that's how you tape together plans. This is, like I said, this isn't the C47, but this will give you an idea of how to do them. We just posted a picture on our squadron page of Cade holding up a set of plans that he had taped together. He's getting really good at that, so look that up, and they will end up being a sheet that is 4 8.5 by 11s wide by 3 tall. Okay, and then you can go ahead and start cutting out all your plans. Does that help? Wes says easier to cut off the excess first when tape. Okay, then tape. Volume is good. Thanks, Gary. Cool. All right. So everybody has their different ways of doing it, and this is just the way I do it. This is kind of my thing. If you have a better way, post it in the comments. Like I said, it looks like some of you do some other ways of doing this, but either way, it's the same process. You're going to end up with the same result. Okay, so that's that. Is there any more questions on taping plans together? If not, we'll show you how we cut things out. You guys are quick. You guys got way ahead of me. Holy cow! All right. So these are all the first parts. Okay, perfect. We'll put these down here for now.
Dad,
Yes.
do you need these?
Yeah, we're going to show people how I usually cut these out. We're not going to cut out a whole plan because we've already got them, but we'll show them how we cut it out. Thank you, Cameron. Can you go put this over there so it's out of our way?
Where?
Thank you. Okay. Some of the things, they do it awesome. Look at this. Perfect, right? That is awesome. Some of the things we need to do before we get started, started in cutting our build out, is you will need what we call in the design world a cork back ruler. This is a metal ruler. It's got a cork backing, so what it does is it holds it off the paper and it gives you a really accurate cut. Okay. The other thing I like the small Exacto, the number 11 Exacto blades. You can use regular utility knives. I know a lot of people use the utility knives to cut things out, the retractable utility knives, the disposable utility knives, those types of things. I like the Exacto because I've got a good sharp point and I can really do my detailed cuts if I need to, okay? Let's start off with the fuselage, should we?
Which one?
Where'd you put the, oh, there they are. Let's start off with the fuselage. Let's start off with this guy right here. Actually, let's start off with the elevator because it has some different marks on it. Did you guys get the blue marks marked on there?
No.
Okay. So on our plans, you'll see a couple different marks. You'll see black, you'll see red, and you'll see blue. Okay, the red is a dashed line. The blue is a different type of dashed line. The black means cut through completely. Okay, if you buy a speed build kit, by the way, these Chuck Gliders will be available when our manufacturing gets back up and running. They will be available as a speed build kit or a quick kit on our website. The black is a cut through line. The red is a score line. That means you only cut through halfway, 50%. And the blue are reference lines. And they didn't show the blues on here, but I have a blue there. Can you grab one with the blue on it? Just that top one will be fine. Yep. So the blue line here is a reference line. And I always, whenever I draw my plans, and I know it like at the West Texas Design Facility, they spray glue their plans on, but I always draw them. And when I draw my plans, I always color coordinate. So you'll always see black around the edges where it's cut through. You'll always see the red as the score lines. And you'll always see blue as my reference marks. Okay? Sean asked if the plans are up for this. I don't think he's live with us, but yes, they are. The plans are up on our website. If you go to our store, shop.thehangerrc.com, or sorry, shop.thehangerrc.com. They're there for free. Okay, so let's cut some of these out, and I'll show you how I cut them out. Now, you'll notice the kids did great. I love seeing them, but just because there's double lines here, that's okay. It'll still fly. It'll still be okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to separate the part from the rest of the foam, because then I'm not working with a big 20 by 30 sheet of foam board. And now that I've done that, I can set the rest of this aside.
Can you use for the blue reference marks?
No, we'll get those on in a minute. And then I'm going to use my straight edge wherever I can, my ruler, my corkback ruler. So let's put the tape out of the way for you guys. So here, I'm going to use that. Now, you'll notice I don't know who did this. Who was this? Miley? Good job. Yeah. So she made a little bubble there because the plans. Oh, by the way, when I have them traced, I'm not sure if I told you this, I have them traced from a plan that's already cut out that I've done, because it's really hard for them to hold a paper floppy plan. If you do it that way, you can tape the plan down or spray glue it down, and that allows them a little bit easier, but having a thick piece of foam to trace is a much better option, I found, when you're dealing with younger children who don't quite have the dexterity that maybe an adult has. So you'll notice that, I don't know if you can see that, this little bump where she went outside the line, that's okay, because I'm just going to line up where she stayed in the line with my ruler, and I'm going to make that cut right there. Okay, now you can cut that off, and then you've got a piece here. Cameron, do you want to throw that away? But you don't have to. You could do this all in one piece. So I'm going to line it up, and I'm going to cut. Now, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've been working with foam board as a graphic designer for 20 years. You're probably not going to be as quick, and maybe you are. Maybe you've been doing it for longer than me. But just keep in mind, you don't have to rush yourself, okay? So now, I'm going to come out and cut the other straight lines that I have. Just a minute, guys, when we get to the build, okay? Cameron, you can throw that away. And then here's the other one. So now, all I have left on this piece is the non-straight stuff, the curved stuff. And this is where you have to get a little bit of practice freehanding. Like I said, I've been doing this for 20 years, so I can do this fairly quickly and efficiently. You guys will probably want to practice on a scrap piece of foam first. John Overstreet, I am honored, buddy. Thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. Rick finally got on. Hey, Rick, we're glad to have you on. We've got a celebrity in our midst with John being on. Cool. Now I'm nervous, John. Anyway, so now I'm going to freehand around these curves. Now, with larger curves, you usually can do it without destroying the foam. I didn't go all the way through, so I'll just do it again. The smaller curves, I'm going to show you a way to do the smaller curves after I get this piece, thank you, Cameron, cut out, okay? So with these larger radiuses, not a big deal to freehand them like that because you went with the foam. Then the last part is this guy. You guys take care of those. Thank you. One more. And then this guy. This is our score line. It's red, it's 50%, so you're not going to go all the way through the foam. You're just going to lightly do this. And if you need to run your knife down a couple different times, that's okay as well. So that will be our elevator. Okay, let's show them the fuselage with the holes for the quarters. Kate will pull that out for us. Good morning, Rick. Glad you could join us. I'm sorry you had to go into work today. That's no fun. It's supposed to be a weekend. All right, so I'm just going to separate this from the rest of the foam. I'm a stickler on conserving foam. I've always been that way. So we're going to save this big piece, and we can. So now that I've got this piece cut out, I'm going to free. Pretty much the top and the bottom are not straight lines, so I'm going to have to freehand this. So I'm going to come here. I'm just going to start freehanding it. Once again, you're probably going to have a little practice before you can just go ahead and do this. But I find the more and more I get, the more and more practice I get, the more and more I like to freehand stuff because it just goes a little bit quicker. Of course, any straight edge, I will always use a corkback driller. I will always use a straight edge. Allergies here in Utah are killing us, so I apologize. We've got a couple stuffy noses. It's not the coronavirus, but that's why we're doing this way anyway. All right, so I'm just gonna cut this off. Cameron, can you take care of that? Thank you, KP. Who did this one? You? Okay, good. It looks great. You did a great job. All right, so I'm gonna come down here. I'm gonna start at the tail, freehand this whole curve. Take your time if you're doing this by hand. Take your time. Okay, this is how I cut all my foam out when I'm not in the shop and don't have access to my lasers at the manufacturing. Now you notice that kind of wrinkled the foam just a bit. That's okay, but it also didn't cut all the way through. Somebody didn't take the Ready Board sticker. By the way, I just use cheap Dollar Tree Ready Board, Adams Ready Board foam. I know some of you have done the black foam, some of you have done different colors, Walmart foam. This stuff actually works the best, in my opinion. I know some of you use the Flight Test waterproof foam board. That works as well. They're maker foam, but we here at the hangar, we always use the regular Adams stuff because most of our planes get skins. Oh, speaking of skins, by the way, you guys are crazy. Speaking of skins, we're thinking about skinning these things. We haven't tested it with the weight of the skins, but if you want to see skins, let us know in the comments. We'd love to design some skins up for these when we start offering the quick kits on them. Okay, so this is kind of a straight edge line, but not really. I'm going to just freehand it for now. All right, now that we got the main shape of this cut out, let me just finish up this vertical stabilizer really quickly. I'm not going to cut any of the details out. I'm just going to show you how we do the tight curves because it really, whoops, let me make it better. Okay, you guys want to take care of those? Yeah. Thank you. All right, so you can see right here on these where these quarters go, right? Okay, I'm just going to touch up these lines just so I have a guide. These are the holes for quarters. This is for your weight. We're going to do this.
Yeah, I couldn't really get it.
No, you're good. You did an amazing job, dude. I love it. Love every minute of it. The big cheese himself. Thanks, Wes. I appreciate that. One of these days, we're going to get West Texas on the horn, and you guys will be able to see how crazy the Cowboys are down there. All right, so I've got these 3 holes for the quarters, the counterbalance weight in the nose. If I were to do this and cut around that way, it would really destroy the foam. And on this piece, it doesn't necessarily matter because this is sandwiched between 2 other pieces. But this is an easy way I found to do it. What I'll do is I'll take my razor knife, my Exacto knife, and I'll just use this like a saw. And I will go up and down and make short strokes. And as I use it like a saw, I can cut those out. Now you got to be really careful when you're doing this because this part of the foam right here is not supported and you don't want to crinkle it. So, and don't cut your hand underneath. That'd be a good thing. I jabbed myself last night building one of these. Wasn't a fun experience. So now that I've got that cut out like a saw, go ahead. Pop.
Where did it go?
It's still attached. So now you see that I've got a perfect circle. Next thing I like to do is take the back of my knife and just run it around that circle. That just kind of smooths out the rough edges and you can actually do it with your finger. Okay, any other questions on that? No? I'll give you just a few seconds. Excuse me, because I think there's a delay. Okay. Let's get going. Let's move on to the build because I showed you how to cut out plans. I showed you how to cut out the foam. Who left this sticker on?
Okay.
Well, guess what we do with people who leave stickers on?
Give it back
Put
to
it
you.
there. Okay. Now that we've got this done, or showed you how to, we cut out the foam, and we showed you how to stitch the plans together. Let's get to the build. Okay. Let's go over our supplies. Okay. Yeah, this is the only things we cut out. Okay, can you guys put those over there for me? Perfect. All right, so we're going to be building two planes. I'm going to be building one, and the kids are going to be building one. Can you put this in the garbage? Thank you. I like to keep my workspace fairly clean. I know towards the end of a build, usually have little pieces of glue and foam board all over the place. So you need 4 wings, yes. Get 2 of those. Yep. We're going to go over all these parts of what you need, just in case. Okay, get the other one over here for you guys, because you guys are going to build one. Okay, so what we're going to need for this build. We're going to need all our foam pieces. Okay, I'm going to go over them really quickly. You've got 2 fuselage doublers. Get the rest of those pieces, okay? Yep, that is the Dihedral Gauge. You can give that to me, we'll put it right here. Okay, you need 2 foam doublers. They're exactly the same, so it doesn't matter which side they go on, okay? You're going to have 1 main fuselage piece with all the lines in it here. Okay, let me grab this really quick. You can see these lines. Those are for supports, and we'll show you what those are. It also has the wing hole for the wing, and then the 3 holes for the nose weight. Okay? You're going to have 2 main part of the wings here. They're the square piece. You're going to have 4 wing pieces. They just look like this. You're going to have 1 horizontal stabilizer, and includes the elevator. And then you're going to have 4 of these engine nacelles. Okay, these are the little engines for where the engines would be on the actual C-47 Skytrain. Gil, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Keep waiting for a Hornet. No, we're waiting for a Hornet too. Unfortunately, the COVID-19's got us shut down on our manufacturing. We got halfway through our manufacturing run before the state shut us down. It's there. Just waiting. As soon as we get back up and running, we promise it'll be released. I know you're waiting. We're waiting too, so please bear with us. We apologize. Just stick with us. In the meantime, I'll be honest, what we are doing is we're designing a bunch of really cool airplanes that we're going to be able to release one right after another. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so just bear with us. I appreciate it. Ronnie, welcome. Welcome, 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 Ronnie. We appreciate you joining us. Cool, yes. Ronnie, are you an educator? Is that what you're talking about? We would love to partner. The 2 things, when I started the Hangar RC, 2 things I really wanted to do was not only build cool airplanes and rad airframes, but I wanted to get, first of all, I wanted to get into schools. I'm an educator at heart. My mom was in education all her life until she just retired last year. I'm an educator, so I want to get into the schools. I want to take this to, these age kids all the way up and introduce them to the world of flight. The other things Thanks, Gil. I appreciate your support. It means a lot to me. The other thing I wanted to do was I really wanted to give back to the veterans. When we started it, that's one thing we want to do. We know a lot of veterans are into RC, and so that's one thing we want to do eventually as we get bigger. But thanks, Gil. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate your support, and I appreciate all your support. So those are our parts list. The extra things that you're going to need. You're going to need a hot glue gun. I use... Throw that away. Be careful, it's a little bit hot. No, it's dry enough. I use the AdTech Pro 80s. I used to use the Pro 100. I'll be honest, I didn't like the Pro 100 as much as the Pro 80s. I know some other ones use the Pro 200s. I like these because they're small, but they'll still deliver all the glue that you need. The other thing you'll need is obviously your cutting board or something to cut on, and a knife, Exacto knife. Excuse me. Tape. I use this Duck brand Easy Start. Sorry, I need to get a drink here. The Duck brand Easy Start tape. I use this stuff because it's super clear, and when you put it on our skins, it looks really, really good. I use a utility blade or a disposable blade. This build, you'll need some barbecue skewers. In this case, you'll need 3 per plane. Just common barbecue skewers. You want me to show you hot glue gun again. There's the hot glue gun. It's a Pro 80. It's an AdTech. I think I picked these up at Walmart for less than 20 bucks. Okay? And then I use the AdTech hot glue too, just because it's available. I haven't had any problem with it, so just whatever's available at Walmart or wherever you can find them, okay? The other thing you're going to need, besides barbecue skewers, is you're going to need 2 paper clips. I don't know if you can even see those. 2 paper clips, and then this plane actually costs you a little bit more than $2 in foam. It's going to cost you another $2 in quarters, right? I always say, Kate, go up to your piggy bank. Right? Yeah. No, he's like, I'm going to use your jar that you put all your change in. I'm like, okay, whatever. Don't forget, when you ruin your plane, when you crash it and it doesn't fly anymore, don't forget to take the quarters out because you can always reuse them, right? And you'll need 4 quarters for the counterweight for this plane. Pens, pencils, whatever you want to cut your plans out with. Have I missed anything, Cade?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You guys ready to build?
Do I have everything?
You have everything. Cameron, Miley, you ready to build?
Yep.
Are you?
Yeah.
I always get excited. They spent hours, about 2 weeks ago, out in your backyard throwing their Chuck Gliders around. It was all day. It was literally a full day event, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. Oh, that's he wants me to tell you about my little...
Who's going to use it?
Who's it going to use it? I'm going to use it. This is my little pen hot glue gun. We're going to review all these hot glue guns, by the way, but haven't really used this a whole lot, but I've got glow-in-the-dark glue. So I'm going to put that on the edges, and we'll show you how to do that and see if we can get these things to light up a little bit at night. Okay? I'll throw those away. Perfect. Let's get started, okay? Let's do the wing first. So set everything aside. You guys can just set it on the floor. We're going to start with the wing. You guys are such good helpers.
Wait, we need these, Cameron.
Yes, you need these square pieces. So for the wing, you'll need these square pieces. You may want to move them just a little bit further away so we don't step on them. Okay? Okay. Let me see these ones. So these, you'll need these main parts of the wing and then 4 of your other parts of the wing. Now you'll notice on these, I did these a little bit differently, okay? On the plans, they're a dashed line like this. You can just do them solid. It doesn't matter as long as you know that blue is your reference marks, okay? Okay, you guys ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, this is where you want to make sure you have either 2 hot glue guns. I know one of our beta builders in Canada, he has 2 small hot glue guns. But if you have like a Pro 80 or a Pro 200, those should deliver a perfect amount. Yeah, that's what I thought. We'll have to show you how it works with glow-in-the-dark hot glue. So you want to make sure you have a hot glue gun that can deliver a lot amount of glue. A lot amount. Did I really just say that? Yeah. Stop laughing at me, Callum. A lot of hot glue, so because you're going to glue panels together like this, so you want to make sure you have a hot glue gun that can deliver the right amount of glue. So the first thing we're going to do, and when I draw on these, typically I like to hide my drawings. I'll sandwich them between the two, but since it has reference marks on them, I'm going to have to put it so we know where the reference marks are, okay? So I'm going to put them no drawing side in, okay? I always like to test fit to make sure things fit. Pretty good. They don't have to be perfect, but they have to be pretty good, right? That's okay. We can trim that off if we need to. Okay, so you're going to grab Cameron, you're going to want to back up and give Cade that hot glue gun. Okay, so what you're going to do now, this is a quick process because you don't want your hot glue to start to dry. Okay, so you watch me do it and then I can help you guys do it. Okay, Cade's done this before. This is old news for him, but so what you're going to do is you're going to apply a healthy bead of hot glue. Okay, and I just go all over the whole piece and I make sure I get the edges, right? And I have been known for using excess hot glue. Don't do as I say, not as I do. So, okay, now that I've got that done, I'm going to take this other piece. I'm going to stack it on. I'm going to move it slightly, and then make sure it's lined up. And then what you guys are going to do is you're going to press down on it. Here, I didn't line it up. I missed it. There we go. Okay. Press down, not too hard, just because you'll dent the foam, just enough to give it some pressure. Okay, Cade's gonna do his now. Yep, good job. That's quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like father, like son, huh? That's all right, Wes. Spray's good. Gil, yes, all our HRC 7s are unfortunately out of stock. Send me a personal message on Facebook and we'll see what we can do. I have access to there's a local hobby shop that has a few left here that stocks our planes.
Your dad.
PM me and I can let you know if you want a quick kit. We do have skins available, so you can build from the skins. If you download our free plans and purchase a skin, you can do that. Okay, you got that done? Is it lined up, Cade?
Yeah, pretty good, actually.
Good job, girls. You guys did perfect on this. Okay, wipe off any excess glue. There's our first part of our wing. No, keep holding it. What do you count? What do you do? 2 happy birthdays? Kind of like washing your hands for COVID-19?
Yeah.
Is that what you sing? 2 happy birthdays? Uh-huh. My hands are absolutely dry and I hate dry hands. So, got it? Okay, now let's move on to the next part of the wing. So let's set this piece aside. You've got 2 wing halves, okay? All right, so 2 and 2. So pick up 2 of the pieces. We're going to do the exact same thing. Now you want to make sure you glue them because they can be glued backwards. You want to make sure you don't do this. That is wrong. Okay, make sure they're the same. Okay, scoot over just a hair. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, you're going to watch me and then you're going to do it. Okay, you're going to have to get that off now because that's going to be on your plane. Don't pull the trigger, sister. All right, here we go. I'm going to put a healthy bead of glue here, all the way down to the tip. Once again, I like to go around the outside edges just so I have that seal as I dip my cord in my thing. So we're going to do this, slide it around lightly. And sliding it around spreads the glue a little bit. Now the key with this, and they may not be perfectly cut, which is fine, but the key with this one is you want this inside edge right here perfectly flat. So that's the one you want to make sure you get perfectly aligned. Okay, girls, you know the drill?
Yep.
Right? Okay. Good job. Okay, Kate, we got some bead glue, some glue beads on our thing. John, welcome. Welcome to the build. Hope you enjoy it, buddy. Hey Gary, it looks like you're talking to Ronnie. I would love to know what the youth aviation group is as well. I would love to see what we can do to help out there as well by offering free plans and helping the kids. So please either personal message me or just let us know. Post it in the comments. All right, perfect. Here, let me get just a little bit here. You're gonna run out of glue stick.
Yeah, that's my camera got on
Oh, good. Okay, Cameron, put that over there, and then let's get this in together. You got to work a little bit faster. Okay, that's good. Line it up. Now press it down. Miley can help you. Good. All right.
So what you're gonna do is this can line in this right here.
Okay. Look at him. He knows what he's doing. Gluing the back side of the glue stick to the new one always helps. All right. Second half of the wing's done. Now we're going to move on to the next one. Okay, Cameron, you want to help her? Push down on that? Okay, good job. Sing your happy birthday song. Twice. All right. Okay. So next piece we're going to do is we're going to take the other half of the wing. Once again, you want to test fit it, dry fit it. Make sure that it's not backwards. You don't want it to look like that. Okay? And then, now that we got that, is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, keep that one over there. That's your guys's. Now, we're going to take, can you put that in the garbage, please? We're going to open up this wing, and we're going to hot glue it again. Okay? So we're going to come here. I did around the outside of the edges. It's all right. Don't need a ton of hot glue. Like I said, I've been known for over gluing stuff. Probably adds extra weight I don't need. Run it around here. Using the table to get that up. Okay, girls. Your job. Your assistance is needed. Okay, Cade. Yep, get going. I'm going to grab another glue stick for me, so I have one. You're good. Good job. Okay, yeah, that's plenty. That should be good. All right. Ooh, just about put that on wrong. Okay, line it up. Make sure that edge is lined up. Okay, now push. Don't move it. There you go. Use your arm. See? You guys got it? Perfect. Looks good. Okay, so now that we've got our wings done, we're going to lay them out. And they lay out this way. I don't know if you can see that. So they're going to lay out like this. Okay? So now we're going to use our tape, and we're going to tape the two wing halves, or the three wing parts together. Got it? Okay. Where'd my tape go? I just try in front of me.
I might need some help with this one.
Okay, you're gonna need some help. That's okay. So, pick a side that's gonna be your top, and a side that's gonna be your bottom. Okay. So I'm gonna flip these over because notice I didn't quite cut this in all the way. I don't know if you can see that. And so I want that to the longer one to be my bottom because we're gonna put dihedral. What's dihedral mean, Kate?
Just like that in the wing.
Breaks in the wing, right? So there's regular dihedral, there's polydihedral, right? Which is multiple breaks in the wing. Yeah. Dihedral is how many breaks? One. So how many breaks does this wing have in it? Is this poly or just dihedral?
Poly.
Poly, because how many breaks are there?
2.
That's right. Smart kid.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. Okay, so I'm going to use this as my bottom, okay? Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. This is the back of the wing. This is the trailing edge of the wing, where this curve is, okay? I apologize, that is not true. This, where the straight is the trailing edge of the wing. Yeah. So, that's going to go like this. Okay? Trailing edge of the wing. No, I was right. I'm right. No, see, you're getting me confused. I apologize. Once again, scratch everything I just said. This is the trailing edge of the wing, where the curves are, okay? The straight is the leading edge of the wing, okay? Okay, and that goes out like that. So, I'm going to keep these together because now I know. And you can actually, if you have a pen, you can actually mark on here. And what I do is I usually put an arrow going forward so that I know that that is the front edge of the wing, the leading edge of the wing, okay? All right, so now I've got that done. The wings are sweeping backwards. So I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to take my tape, my duct brand tape, And I'm just gonna tape off one side. Yes, we're gonna tape it. And I'm just gonna put this down like so. Then take my Exacto knife and just cut it off. Trim it up. Now I got tape hanging over here, that's fine, because we'll trim that up in a minute. Okay? So, leading edge. This goes this way, and I'm gonna work this in. Make sure it's lined up before you press it down on the tape, because you don't want it to stick.
I do that all the time in the planes.
You do that all the time? Okay, so now that's down. Perfect. All right. Then what I'm going to do, I'm glad you guys are chatting, because this is good. Like, it gives me a little bit of connection to you, and with this coronavirus thing, it's the only way we can do that. Going to cut off, just going to trim off the excess tape. You want to put that in the garbage for me?
Hey.
Okay. Whoops. There's a little piece right here, Kate. Take that little piece. You just pressed it down. All right. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side of the wing, okay? And your wings are kind of sad. This mine? This is mine. Okay.
No, but yeah.
Okay, that's fine. No big deal. And on this one, I can work from the bottom side. Roddy, please give me all this information. I'm super interested and super excited to work with groups like that. All right, we're gonna take this, push those two pieces together. Can you kind of, you wanna make sure you get your fingers out of the way. Just push them together. You wanna make sure it's tight.
The other one wasn't very tight, so yeah.
That's right. Okay, now we've got our wings taped together. We'll redo this on their airplane. I'm just trimming up the tape right now. And there's your wing.
Sad wing.
Sad wing. That's how it flies. No, it doesn't. We'll set this to the side. Let's tape this other one, okay? Okay, so it goes this way, like this, okay? All right, so let's tape these up. Since I'm gonna have your help holding it, I'm just gonna let you can start over here. Push them together, make sure they're aligned this way. And do this, like so. Okay? You could technically, he's right, you could fold the tape over. In this case, you don't need a ton of strength in the wing because it's a really light Chuck Glider. And so we're not going to do that. Okay, here. Robert! Tall Guys RC is in the house now. Good morning. Hope everything's well in California. Hope you're staying safe, man. If you haven't been to Tall Guys RC's YouTube channel or website, definitely check it out. The guy's always doing crazy stuff. Loves to fly inverted. Go to he's on YouTube, he's on Instagram, he's got an amazing following on Instagram. Tall Guys RC. Robert, go ahead and feel free to post in the comments links to your site. Definitely somebody that we try to support. He has definitely supported us. So we love all the guys over there at Tall Guys RC. Okay, and that's the wing. Now we're going to glue it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, get your glue gun ready.
We need a scrap piece of foam too.
Oh yes. Do you want to grab some scrap pieces of foam from what we just cut out? They're probably in the garbage. You want to make sure you have a scrap piece of foam handy. Definitely, so you don't burn yourself, okay? So I usually just take some scrap, and I'll take these, and I'll just cut them up. So we have some scrap pieces. Super easy. These are for spreading glue, okay? We actually don't need this piece now. Oliver, welcome. I don't know if that's a welcome back or a welcome. But welcome, Oliver. Appreciate you being here, man. Okay, so now we're on this part of the wing. So the first thing we're going to do is we've got a little bit of a gap here because we messed up on our cutting, which is perfectly okay. Okay, we're going to find this piece. This is our dihedral gauge. I'm not sure you can see that. That's what we're going to use to make our dihedral. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a pen. This isn't my favorite pen to do this, but it'll work. This is just a regular Bic pen, and I'm gonna Oh, Robert. Robert just posted his. It looks like a Trojan to me. Okay, so you just take your. It's a cool plane, by the way. You just take your pen like this, and
you could take a barbecue skewer.
You could take a barbecue skewer and just break the foam on the top part of the wing. Make sure you're on the top, and just break the foam. See how I just broke the foam like that? That allows you to create the dihedral. Okay. Now I'm going to fill this with glue. Take my glue gun, put it down in there. That's the other thing I like about these Pro 80s is they have this nozzle that works really good for getting it down on the foam. I'm going to stick my dihedral gauge underneath the wingtip, just like so. And Kate, you're going to hold this down, and why don't you scrape the glue off while you're holding it down? Don't burn yourself. Okay, you got that? Yep, set that down. Don't burn yourself. Let's just get this off a little bit here. Now we want to hold that, because we put a lot of glue in there, we want to hold that probably for 30 seconds to a minute, okay? Because we want to make sure that that's completely dry and that we don't lose any of our dihedral once the dihedral gauge is pulled out from the wing. So we're just going to wait here for just a few minutes to give that time to dry, and we'll move on to the next one. So Ronnie, reply hello, many ideas. Help you. Thank you, Ronnie, for posting that. I appreciate it. I'm gonna look that up because like I said, I'm all about supporting doing what we can for the education and aviation for youth. Definitely, that's how my kids got into it. You've probably seen her if you've gone onto her YouTube channel, youtube.com/the HRC. You've seen him fly when he was, how old were you? 10.
2 years ago.
And you've seen her fly when you were 9.
And I'm still 9.
And she's still 9. So definitely I'm all about, teaching the kids about aviation and teaching the kids how to fly and teaching them young too. We've had a lot of really good experiences and a lot of fun time at the flight field. So good stuff. Should we see if this is dry? Just gonna tack it. It's still not quite. We just need a little bit longer. You want to make sure you keep down pressure on this main part of the wing here, because that allows it to sit flat against the table and allows the perfect dihedral.
I feel like there's a lot more dihedral than the other one.
That is, we changed the plan between the first Mark 1 and Mark 2. Okay. Okay. While that's drying, do you want to run your thing down?
This.
Yep, just on an angle. There you go. This one's not quite as necessary because it's got the gap there that we're already there. Okay. Thank you, Ronnie, for posting that. I'll check it out later after the broadcast. Thank you. Okay, that's dry. Let's pull the dihedral gauge out, and hopefully our dihedral stays. Yeah, look at that. Okay, now let's do this side.
Or flip it around.
Well, it's fine. We'll go this way. You can take your glue gun once again, your nozzle, cram it down in there, and be a little bit liberal with the glue. Okay, put your dihedral gauge underneath it first. There you go.
And you can come
Perfect. Okay, Miley, don't burn yourself. Be careful. Perfect. Good job. Okay, one thing we're going to do after this dries, Kate, do you want to hold that? One thing we're going to do after this dries is I'm going to go ahead and tape the joints with tape, with my duct tape. So that we can make sure that joint is as strong as possible. This is the hardest part, guys. The hardest part's done. And it's not even that hard, definitely. We're going to do yours next, so we'll repeat it so everybody can see how it's done, and then we will move on. Let's just wait for this to dry. Unfortunately, this is the longest part, huh? It's not like in a regular video where you can just cut it out.
No, either way, you have to wait if you're in the video.
Okay, girls doing okay over there?
Yeah.
We'll get to yours in just a minute. Cameron, do you want to wipe the next one off?
Yeah.
Cameron's over there wasting glue. All right, let's see if this is not quite, still just a little tacky. let's get this other wing up here. Miley, do you want to grab the other wing? And we'll start working on it. We'll just set this on it. That'll be fine. Okay. Now I gotta get another glue stick in my glue gun.
It's like a car wash.
What's like a car wash?
It's like a car wash.
Might be. Oh, that glue stick's not gonna stay. Not quite yet. All right. Okay. So same thing.
Where's my pen?
Where's your pen? I don't know where your pen went. Just grab another one.
It's right here.
Oh, here it is. It was under the wing. Okay. Same thing. Sweet. That group that Ronnie posted has lots of parents and individuals who are interested in opportunities to show kids aviation opportunities. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I love it when we get the children involved. So yes, definitely check that out. I will check that out, and it'll be awesome. Okay, you think this is dry? Pretty close. Just give it a few more seconds, and then we can move on to this. I like to, I don't know if you can see this, I like to also just train my wing, what I'm calling training my joints, to just lightly lift up on it so that you get that dihedral shape in there. So Wes says I will use colored dark green paper for skin and the decal off the printer. That's what they did. My kids decorated these. We downloaded some logos and stuff of their favorite things off the internet, and they like to put logos and stuff on their planes too, the planes that we don't have skins for. But once again, comment below if you want to see us do some skins for these Chuck Gliders. We'll definitely get some done, so when the quick kits come out, when quick kits are available, we can do skins. Gary says, do those glue guns come with the long narrow nozzles? Yes, they came with the long narrow nozzles. With the AdTech Pro 80, you get a choice of, I think, 3. Is there 3 or 2, Kay? Do you remember? Is there 3 or 2? Don't touch that glue gun, Miley. That's hot. That'll burn you like crazy. Yeah, those came with the nozzle. I want to say it's 3. And actually, I purchased an extra one of these because I had a cordless glue gun that didn't have a good nozzle like this, so I purchased an extra one just for the nozzle. I have a backup now, but yes, you should be able to take that off. But yeah, they come with two or 3 nozzles. I can't remember, but yes, these long nozzles are perfect because you can really get into the foam with them. We want you to have the Corsair, Wes, definitely. Okay, let's get these glued. Get your glue gun, Cade. Get this side first. Here's your dihedral gauge. Go ahead, Cameron. You want to come over here and help her? Help him. Not her. Him. Stick it down in there. Make sure you force it down in there. A little bit more on this edge. Yep. Yep. Okay, put your dihedral gauge in. Okay. Wait, push down. You gotta push down here so you make it. Now you can wipe it off, Cameron. You doing okay over here, Miley?
Yeah.
Okay. Scrape it one more time. Perfect. Perfect. Yes, Ronnie, my kids have done that as well. Not only with the downloaded printed stuff, but they've taken markers.
Here, I'll go get.
Kate's gonna go get his Corsair that he designed with just Sharpies. I have a whole bag of Sharpies that I use, and he took that bag and he painted up his Corsair. Looks pretty cool. So this is a little bit smaller version. This was one of the original alpha versions that we did, but he took his Sharpies and colored the whole thing, so kind of fun. Kind of fun. Okay, we're waiting for this one to dry. Okay, I wish I should have made 2 dihedral gauges, but I didn't.
You should have. What's 2?
That Corsair did. Kate, who's your favorite football team?
Seahawks.
No, let's say it again.
Seahawks.
Seahawks. Yes, it does have a Seahawks logo. We're big Seahawks fans here in this family. So yes, he put Seahawks. If you haven't seen the tiny trainer that I did for him, the Seahawks tiny trainer, jump on, I think you can jump on Flight Test Fans Facebook page and you'll see it. I posted it there. If not, comment and I'll try to post it there because it's really cool. Okay, is this dry? Looks like it's dry enough. Let's get the other side done. Miley, you want to come over and scrape it?
Yes.
Okay, he knows what to do. We're going to let him do this. This is your guys' build.
I'm changed.
You can use that one. It'll have enough glue.
Where is the
Yep. Cram it down in there. Oh, we've got a little bit of excess there. Okay, he squirted a little bit out the front. That's okay. If it gets glued to the table, you just want to wobble it or rock it back and forth, and it should be fine. That is a lot of glue. Okay, get your dihedral gauge, kid.
Now you can wipe it.
Okay, now wipe it. Push down on that, kid. Good job. Good job. This is what I love about plane building. Nice. Everett. Yes, Seattle is awesome. And thank you, Gary. The blue Corsair does look good, great. Did you hear that? You see that, kid? Gary says your blue Corsair looks good. But it's just strings. We'll throw them away. Hey, is everybody okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get this off. Oh, I just stuck myself to the. I'm gonna get this off the table here.
That's good. Tricky. That's good.
Okay, let's let that push down on that so it's get the proper dihedral. Uh-oh, my computer went to sleep.
Oh, now it's finally going.
Yep. All right.
You can't skip to the park, you know.
Okay, I'm cleaning up my work surface because these little beads of glue that get on there, they will dent your foam and you don't want that.
Oh, no.
So I always make sure I keep a clean work surface. Okay, is that wing dry? Not quite?
It's really sticky still.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next piece here pretty quick. Let's get these taped up first. Let's set that aside and let's get my wing, the other wing taped up. Okay, so we'll just set this up here. Grab the other wing.
Thank you.
Tape. Grab the other wing.
Like that.
What part of Texas did you used to live in, Les?
Now what do we do?
Robert. Welcome. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tape and I'm just going to tape down these joints. Okay. That's just going to add an extra layer of strength to this wing. Do the same thing to the other side. Miley, please don't. Okay. Now what are we going to do? Take your knife, okay, and trim off the extra.
Oh, well, that was a very bad trim.
There's no such thing as a bad trim. You just touch it up. Got it? Here, you do that one, I'll work on this one.
There we go.
Okay, we just trim up these tape. Okay, now that wing's done. I just like to work them in just a little bit. Our wing's done. Next,
Now this glue's dry.
the glue's dry. Okay, take out the dihedral gauge.
Yeah.
And you set the dihedral gauge aside, and let's tape these wings, okay? Alright. Here we go. And tape this wing up. Trade me places. Perfect. Right. Put that up. You guys ready to do the fuselage?
Yes.
That's what's next. And then what do we get to do?
Sorry, Dan.
Go fly. Don't be mean to your sister. Yep. Wes had a good pointer there. Leave a little extra tape to make the trim easier. That's a good pointer. Okay, there's wing number 2. Okay, get the fuselage pieces, girls.
Where do you want my face? The nose part.
There's yours. Mine's right here.
For you guys to go get them.
Just do a little cleanup here, because like I said, I like to keep my area clean. Now the rest of this build is going to go really quickly, because it's really not that difficult of a build. There's your knife over there. So for this part of the build, we're going to need our fuselage pieces, 3 of them. The one with the weights here, the holes, and then the 2 doublers. Okay. First thing I like to do is just dry fit everything. Let me see this one. Make sure everything's good. Okay. So I'm going to dry fit everything here.
Dad, you didn't finish ever cutting it.
Yeah, I did. It'll go.
Oh,
Okay. So just put everything together and they should just line up just like that. Make sure all your slots for your wing, your slot for your wing lines up.
Wait, so are they supposed to?
Yep, that's exactly. And the doublers you'll see drop off, and the main part of the fuselage has the horizontal stabilizer or vertical stabilizer. Okay, the first part I'm going to do is I'm going to take my quarters. Here's your quarters, guys.
You. I can do.
Robert, I would love to see you modify this plane.
Let me see.
Like I said earlier in the broadcast, I'll post a picture of someone who's already taken it and turned it into RC.
I don't know if it's gonna fit in that hole.
Dad, it won't fit in this hole.
It won't fit in
Okay, it won't fit in the hole. That's all right. You want them to be tight, so you want to force them in. Okay, just force them in.
And put another one? No.
Yeah, put another one.
Okay. So you want to put 2 quarters
And
per
each
hole.
one?
Yep. And then on the top one, on the front 2, you're going to put an extra one. Now they're going to be a little bit wider. That's okay. Just pick up the airframe and kind of center them up in the.
Why do you want? Wait,
This
so-
does not one. This does not fit out.
Yes, it does.
Okay, we'll get it in. We need to cut the hole bigger. We can cut the hole bigger.
No, me. Watch. Yeah.
So.
That's 2 fit.
Okay.
Wait, so I'm gonna need 2.
So here's what we're gonna do.
Or have both of them
Okay.
in there.
Thank you. 2 quarters in each hole at first. Then you're gonna take the
No, this
extra
one-
2
this one
quarters.
goes right
Oh, this one goes right there. Okay. 2 quarters in each hole first. Then you're gonna take the extra 2 quarters. Where's the extra one?
there. What is it over here?
The one fall on the floor? Okay. Yep. And you're gonna just put them in these holes, the front 2 holes. And I'm gonna just kind of get them to fit. Once we glue this together, those quarters will not move, okay? So I just kind of work them down in there so they'll stay long enough.
We creased it so much.
That's all right. Just so they won't come out, okay? Now just set that aside carefully. Okay, now you're gonna need one of your doublers. Well, be careful, just, there you go. And we're gonna take our glue. And once again, we're just gonna glue nice healthy bead of glue. And where I like to glue right around the edge of the wings, the wing slot, so that you get nice support there. And this you got to kind of be quick on. This is why you want a high output hot glue gun like the Pro 80s. Okay, once we get that done, I'm going to take this piece, I'm going to line it up, press it down.
Do we have to glue the quarters in place?
No, you don't have to glue the quarters because once we sandwich it between the 2 pieces of foam.
Oh, that's good, I guess.
Okay, who wants to hold this one? Okay, slide this over here. You guys hold that one. It's going to take all 3 of you. Or push. When you're holding this down, don't push on this tail, this vertical stabilizer, because it will crease the foam. Okay. So you want to make sure that you don't push where there's not support. Okay, are you pushing down?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, don't push too hard.
Came out.
That's okay. The quarters will be fine. Okay, I'm going to show you a different way to do this on this next one.
I thought that was mine.
Okay.
I want to do it.
Okay, look out. Thank you. All right, let's put this way and have you guys push it on over here so we can. Okay. So on this one, we're going to actually put the glue here instead. You can do it either way. It doesn't matter. Okay? So we're going to take the glue here. And I'm going to start up here with the quarters.
Oh, you're going to do the quarters.
Doesn't matter. Still could scrape off the glue from the quarters.
How many quarters are we using in these builds?
10.
Not 10.
8.
8.
Oh yeah. So dumb. So I thought there was.
Dumb.
Wait. Yeah, I thought that.
Okay, once we've got this side glued, the only problem with gluing on this side is you don't know where that side part comes down here. So you have to just be very careful when you do it that way. That's why I like to glue it the first way I showed you, okay? Line it up.
Now can I do the next side?
Yes, you can, but we've got to get the barbecue skewers in there. Okay. Okay, we're gonna press this one down. You guys good on that one? Okay, let's have the girls press on this one. Uh-oh, quarter's falling out.
Messed up.
Okay, you can just press on that one. Okay, the next thing you're gonna do is gonna grab your 3 barbecue skewers. This is where we're gonna add support to the plane. Okay, so the first barbecue skewer, you're just gonna line up the barbecue skewer and you're gonna measure the slot, the length of the slot. And I'm just gonna
You guys are clumsy.
put a little line here. And then what I do with the barbecue skewers is I roll them under my Exacto blade, like this, and press down. And that creates a score line, and then you should be able to just snap them off. And then you can clean up the edge if you want to, but it's not necessary because they're never going to be seen. Okay?
Except for this.
So then you just insert into these slots, and that will give it the support it needs so that you're not bending the airframe. Okay, do it the other way with the sharp. I don't use the sharp edge. You can also stab it into the foam, but I don't like to do that because sometimes you stab through the foam. So this takes a full barbecue skewer minus just the tip. So I'm going to take it, measure it here. I'm going to put my little mark with my knife so I can see it. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to roll it once again. Now with this tip with the barbecue skewer,
So this camera's going.
okay, now I can't break that with my fingers, so I'll use the table and I'll press down and it snaps the whole barbecue skewer. You get me another barbecue skewer. I accidentally broke it. I don't want that, so I'm going to use a different one.
Is this one the big one?
Yep. Once again, I'm going to mark it with my thing here. Roll it. Press down. And that one broke where it was supposed to. Okay, and we're going to put this in the plane. And these are a little bit tight, and that's what we want them. We want them tight in the hole. Okay, because that's what's going to keep it in place and give it its structural support. Just pushing that in. Good. And one last one.
What is the long one? We need a long one.
Okay, Kate, get your barbecue skewers and get your fuselage, and let's 3 of them. Yeah, must have missed the mark. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put this in here. Just like so. Let's get yours done. Those quarters just don't want to stay in there today. Alright.
Whoa, this is nose heavy.
It's nose heavy.
Now.
Okay, let's get these ones done. Beep, beep. Cameron, sit up. Thank you. Alright, so we're going to mark this. I'm going to handle the cutting on these because they're a little bit stiffer. Roll it around. Break off the tip.
Like this?
Like that.
I don't know if I can do that.
You can do it. Okay,
I'm sure
put this here.
Dad,
Use your finger, Kate. I'll show you. Look. Do this. Right? Use your finger right there and press.
Do you need
Just
to
press.
snap that?
That's fine.
That's too short.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, I can't do it.
You can't do it?
No.
Okay. It's fine. Just push down and it snaps off. Okay, throw that tip away.
Throw it away.
And we're going to push these into the foam. I will let you do that while let me measure this and when I get cut, you can push those in.
Here, switch it. Flip it around.
Just a minute. Okay. We're getting close, guys. Good job. There's that one, Cameron. You can work on putting that in there. You gotta just be careful because you can't press too hard on it. There you go. Good job. Okay. Need some help?
Can I push one down?
Okay.
Actually, Maddie, this one.
Like that? Can I push that one down?
Yeah, did we not cut this one? No. Oh, I must have cut it a little bit too long. My bad. My bad. Don't put your finger by my knife while I'm cutting. You know better than that. Okay, push it in, Miley. This one's tough because I cut the hole a little bit smaller than I should have. Here, let me run this down. So you can run this down if your hole's just a little bit too small. Just take that barbecue skewer, run it down like that, and then it should fit in perfectly. All right, so now that we've got our barbecue skewer supports in the fuselage,
I can glue it.
now we can glue the second piece on.
Do we have all our quarters in?
Yes, it looks like we do. Okay, yeah, double check your quarters if you're having problems like we are with them falling out. Okay, glue
Cameron's
here.
gonna do it.
Okay, Cameron, I'll start from this edge, you start from that edge.
I'm doing it right here.
Gotta be quick.
I think Cameron's better than me at this. Let's be honest.
Can I do the next one?
Okay, okay, that's enough. All right,
We can do the next one.
now we take this
Maddie
and
wants to
we
do the next one.
rotate it up, line it up, guys. You guys gonna press down on this one?
Well, me and Cameron know, because Maddie wants to do the
Make sure your doubler lines up with your fuselage.
Here, excess. Under your hand. Sit there.
Okay, we'll get it. Just grab a piece of scrap.
Can I sew this one?
Wipe off all the excess, yes, Cameron. Wipe off all the excess around the edges. All right. Okay, girls, push down on that one. Okay, go over there while Miley helps me glue.
Move.
Okay, Miley. We're gonna glue this piece right here. Okay? You glue, start there, I'll start here. Kate, if you need help her. Oh, you moved it.
Or was that your fault?
So it's probably my fault.
Okay, go here, Maddie.
Just getting my cord, trying to avoid getting my cord in my glue.
Get it, probably get.
Yeah, that's good, Maddie.
Okay, let's get this on there. It's starting to dry.
Good job.
Good job, Miley. Good job.
Hey, Maddie, now come swap me places with that.
Okay, gonna put this on. Ow, just got burned.
Your fault.
Line it up. Careful with your hot glue guns. All right. Okay, Kate, help me push this down.
This one's ours, right?
Perfect.
No, this is yours.
That one down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now we've got our fuselage done. Let's get our horizontal stabilizer.
We literally have pretty much 2 more pieces.
Yep.
And then we're done.
Okay. So now what you're going to do is this score line, you're going to break it free. And usually it's easier if you take it over the edge of the table and just snap it down. Okay? Fold it all the way back on itself. And we're going to cut a bevel cut along this trailing edge between the elevator and the horizontal stabilizer. I like to take a ruler, scoot over just a hair, would you, Kate? To the edge of the table, like this. This is going to be kind of hard for you to see. I'll try to do one upright. And going about a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch, maybe not quite a half, but probably a 1/4 of an inch. And then I take my utility blade and I'm just going to come and make a bevel cut along this side of the horizontal stabilizer. Now if you don't do it in all one piece, you can actually go back and trim it up if it needs a better bevel on there. But when you're done, you get another. Now notice I cut through the paper on the back. That's okay because all we have to do
Just take the.
is tape it. Take a piece of tape. And I do this with all my control surfaces anyway because it acts as a hinge and it actually makes it
Stronger.
a lot stronger. We've got a static electricity problem here. So I'm going to come over and put that down. Well, that wasn't the straightest taping job in the world.
Nope.
cut off my tape, press this down, and then we're just gonna trim up the edges around like so.
Do you have to glue it in there?
Yes, we're gonna glue it in there. Trim this one up. There you go. And then trim in the center. Okay? And then what I like to do is I'll press the tape down, and then I have one of my kids work that back and forth, and that just makes it so the hinge, if you bend it and crease it like this, just makes the hinge work better, okay? You work that back and forth, and I'll cut this one. This is the part that you probably don't want to have your kids do by themselves just because it involves a razor blade. You can also use a sanding block. It's a little bit louder, a little bit more messy, but you can also sand down the foam. And these are just sheetrock sanding blocks. I love them because they're spongy. They're a sponge. Just sand down the foam. It takes a little bit longer, but you can actually create that bevel with sanding. I'm going to do this one with the knife because it's quicker.
How far do you want it?
Just keep bending it back and forth.
There's a little thing right here.
Yeah, it's called. That's why we take it.
Oh, I just cut through the foam on the paper on this one too. Shame on me. Shame on me. Okay, can you throw those away, Miley, please?
Yep.
There's one more. Static electricity. Oh, I just barely did. We're still going to tape this because this adds structural support.
Okay, should it be good?
Yes, it should be good.
Oh. Can I bend the next one?
Yes, you can bend the next one.
Dad.
Is everybody still with me?
Yep.
Okay. Got some more thumbs up there. That's awesome. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this.
I thought we were going to use this one.
We are. I'll show you what we're going to do with that one.
Wait, can I throw this away?
Can I put the elevator in here?
Yeah, we'll show you. We'll let you look at it.
Done?
Okay, I'm trimming up this tape on this side. Just like so. Oh, still got this one tape.
Tape.
Here's that one. Here's some more. Put those in the garbage, please. Perfect. Miley, you want to work this one?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Now that we've got our hinge done, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to insert our paper clips. So take a paper clip and just bend it out straight. And this is what's going to cause our elevator to be adjustable. Okay? These two lines in the horizontal stabilizer are your hinge lines. Make sure they're score cut through, which these ones are. Take the edge of your paper clip and just run it down the score line. Hopefully you can see that. I know this paper clip's small.
Is that enough?
Yep. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my... Thanks for joining us, Jonathan. I appreciate it. Hopefully you'll get to watch the rest of us. The rest of the video when you're building yours. Take it, I'm going to measure it and cut it off with my pair of cutters that I use to cut my control wire. I always grab both edges because that will shoot off if you don't. And it looks like these larger paper clips, we're going to get 2 out of 1, which is okay.
Do you need this?
Yes, I need that.
Technically, you only need
Do
So
you need this?
we're going to put this down in here, like so. And I'm going to use a barbecue skewer to help me get it in the foam. And then what we're going to do is we're going to actually put a bead of glue on top of that to keep it lodged in the foam. Okay? You getting this, Mikkel? Okay. I don't know. It's really hard being live because you don't know what you're getting and what you're not. Okay, so this is in here.
Do you need
And
this?
now that elevator won't move until we bend it. So I'm just going to take a little bit bead of glue, right over the top of this. Don't put it down in your hinge. You'll glue your elevator in place.
Sure.
And then we're going to take this and we're going to smear it down in there and push it quite hard. Give it a little something to get down in that joint to hold that paper clip in place. Okay. Okay. So now let that dry, and now when we adjust this, we can adjust how our Chuck Glider flies. Let's do the same thing on this one. Okay, do you want to do this one? Okay.
Dad, do you need this or do I throw it away?
You can throw that away. We'll use a new one here. I'm just going to bend these out straight and I'll let you cut them. Okay? Okay. Measure them and cut them. Right there. Just go like that. No, you have to bring it in here. Now cut that. Wait, you want to hold this because that'll shoot off and hit someone. So I usually hold both ends. Now squeeze that. Good job. Do the same thing to the other one. Good job. The paper clips are a bigger paper clip size. Thank you for asking. They're not small ones. I would definitely do what Wes says and go bigger or larger paper clips as opposed to smaller paper clips. We've used both with varying levels of success, but I like the bigger ones just because they're a little bit thicker and they're going to take the constant up and down movement more before they break.
I might need to trim this one a little bit more.
Let's see. Just know what you can do. If you cut them too long, it's okay. When you put them, you can just kind of shove them in the foam. Barbecue skewer to push them down in. Right? And then you glue it. Where's the other one? Gotta get the other one in before we glue them.
Wait, Dad.
What?
Do you need that barbecue glue?
Yes, I need it because I'm pushing them with these things in there.
No, after you're done.
Yeah.
No, you can have it if you want. What are you gonna do with
Then
it?
she's just gonna build some.
She's a cutie. Okay. This is being a pain. Okay, there we go. Put your glue on there, smear it off, and we'll move on.
Can I put the other glue on? I'm gonna do the other one.
Hey Wes, are you building with us or are you just watching the video?
Wait, I'm gonna do this
Just curious. Wes has built, he's known for taking our planes and making Frankenplanes out of them and modifying them. I want to say he did a vulture,
Long strings.
a bi-wing vulture.
What?
Is there any videos up of that, Wes? Of the bi-wing vulture?
Oh, that thing.
If there's not, you should take a picture and post it because that thing was crazy cool.
Wait,
All right.
He did a bi-wing vulture?
He did a bi-wing vulture.
Cool.
All right, so now that we got our I forgot what it's called, horizontal stabilizer and elevator done, we're going to test fit it into our slot. Now this is where your reference lines are going to help. Okay, those blue reference lines are going to allow you to line up the fuselage with those blue reference lines right here. Okay? Cool. So Wes says there's no video, just the pitch he said. That's alright, we'll see if we can get that posted up because that thing was crazy cool. We like it a lot.
Yeah, we might need to put a little bit.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll touch that up when we get it. Okay, so now we've got these two done.
Now do we need to do the
Nothing. That's yours. Okay. The first thing we're going to do before we install the horizontal stabilizer is your plans come with two little pieces like this, right? Funky shaped pieces. This is a square and guide. So what we're going to do is going to take the glue, put some glue in this little hole, take this triangle piece and slide it in like so. You don't even have to wipe off the extra because that is just a support guide. There should be two of them. Repeat the same process on the other one. But you want to make sure that they are opposites. You don't want to make sure they're the same. I'll show you what I mean in 2 seconds here. Okay, you want to make sure they do this. Okay, one for each side. Bless you.
Thank you.
Allergy season is upon us. Next Frankenstein plane is a 733. Oh,
What's that?
I have no idea, but he's going to surprise us with something. Okay, so now that we've got our little support guides done, what is going to make this a lot easier to get your wing square? We're going to put the wing on first before we put the horizontal stabilizer. We're going to put this up. You can hold that just like that.
Mine was the one with the lines. Yours was the one.
Yeah, not that it matters, but okay, we're gonna test fit our wing. Now this is where you want to have someone help you because you don't want to put a crease in your foam. So just have them support it as you put this wing in. It's going to be tight. It's going to require a little bit of pressure to get it in, but if you just work it in.
Slide it in.
Just like so, work it over the dihedral. Back and forth. Now we're going to test fit this. Hold that still, Kate.
What about the back?
We'll show you. And those blue lines should line up perfectly
Like that?
like that.
Looks good.
Looks good, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Okay, so now that we know that fits, these little guys are for squares, and they go on either side of the leading edge of the wing, just next to the fuselage. And what that's going to allow you to do is that will hold up your fuselage and make it square with the table. Okay? So, now what we're going to do is we'll remove our little squares. We're going to slide the wing out just enough to put some glue in between these two reference lines. Can you see that? Just between these two reference lines. Okay? I'm going to lather up the glue here. A nice healthy bead there. Then I'm going to slide it in. And then, to make sure this wing is square with the fuselage, I'm going to put my little dihedral, or my little squares on the leading edge of the wing. I'll turn this around so you can see it. Sorry about hitching the head. Leading edge of the wing, like so. And I'm just going to hold it here to make sure that wing is square. Okay, until it dries. While it's drying, let me rotate this just a little bit. You can apply a bead of glue here and on the other side.
Here, I'll do this then. Move. Ready? Major move.
And that just encourages the wing to be a little bit more
Steady.
steady, and helps the wing, helps it, this is structural support of the wing. Okay? Okay, go ahead, Kate. Yep, let's get it square though, because you can't press down on the, we'll glue that dihedral gauge in there. Although it probably wouldn't hurt. Your dihedral gauge square. No. Just relax until we get it. Yeah, because I moved that away because you glued the dihedral. You put it right up against the dihedral gauge or the square, and that way it would glue it in place. And you don't want that. Okay, so just hold it down there. Give it a bit to dry. Your 7 is, Robert says his 7's been through so much, but it still flies amazing. We hope you're enjoying that, Robert. Thank you for doing all the testing and the videos you did on it. It's a fun plane. We love our 7s here. Okay, after that's dry, you can pull off your squares, and we're going to just glue down the center. Just finish gluing up those edges that Kate was so anxious to get glued. Right? And grab a scrap piece of foam, just wipe it down. Okay, now let's do the other one.
Sweet. Is that one ours?
This one's yours. Okay, we'll set this back here.
This one?
Yes, probably. Let me see.
Wait, is this
Okay.
on YouTube?
Yes, it is. Okay, girls, we're almost done. Then we can go outside and chuck them in the front yard.
Yay!
Okay, once again, I have Kate's support, have a friend's support to put this in the fuselage because it is tight. We designed it that way on purpose. Push on the top, please. Yep. Work it in, wiggle it back and forth if you need to. Okay. Perfect. We're just going to test fit it at first. Looks like it fits pretty good. Just like so. Okay, we're going to slide it out of the way. Once again, between our blue lines, put a healthy bead of glue. Slide it back over.
I think that one gold one's been warming up too, huh?
Set it up. Just like so.
Extra.
Wipe off our excess. And then I'm going to come down here with a healthy bead of glue. And then we're going to do our squares. Just like so. Like so. And then I'm going to hold it square. Give it a second to dry.
That actually kind of doesn't need to be wiped.
Yes, you're right, Wes. The Vulture is an amazing airframe. Gary, you're going to get a 7 this summer. We'll appreciate it. Appreciate your support, brother. That means the world to us. I wish we had them in stock right now because I've had a lot of people contact me and ask about them, but unfortunately, state shut us down and we just can't get them manufactured. As soon as we can get them manufactured, I'll let you all know. We'll make an announcement on our Facebook page and our Instagram, and we'll let you know. Okay? The Vulture is awesome, Wes. Love the Vulture. Very, very easy trainer, but we've done some really crazy stuff with it, and it's been a lot of fun. So, yeah, check out both those airframes if you're new with us. Yes.
Can I throw this away?
Yes, you can throw that away. Good job, Miley. Good job. Okay, so now that's done. Now all we have left to do is the tail and our engine nacelles. So, you take the tail once again. We've already test fit it. We know it fits. We're going to put the... Is this mine?
Yeah, that's yours.
Okay. We're going to put a bead of glue between the blue lines. And we're going to slide it into place. Now this is where you're going to want to wipe off all excess. And you want to line the blue lines up with the edges of the fuselage. And if you're not sure if it's square, one thing you can do is take your fuselage and look down this way. It looks pretty square to me. Whoops, sorry, didn't mean to hit you in the head. One nice thing about foam. Robert, Vulture with an ugly stick wing. Well, we've got a stick coming. I'll just say that much. I won't say any more. So you will be able to do that. The stick is in the works. Okay, that plane is pretty much done. We have 2 more steps and we're done with this plane. Let's get your elevator in. And horizontal stabilizer.
Are we mostly done with the plane?
We're mostly done with the planes. We built 2 of them.
Yep. Alright, an hour.
All right, so Cameron.
Yes, stop.
Okay,
It's like my
put your glue down there.
I need this.
Is that your magic wand? You making a
Yes.
Harry Potter wand? This is what we do on when we're not building planes. We do other crafts.
and Cameron.
It's yours.
Enough.
Okay, yeah.
Enough.
Now slide it in. Just like so. Yep. There we go. We'll make sure it's lined up first, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look down here.
If you slow.
Look down there and see if you can see the square. Does it look square?
Yeah.
Another thing you can do to keep this perfectly square is take a piece of foam and do that. Take your square and that'll tell you that it's square.
Wipe off.
Okay, you can wipe off the excess now. Okay, look out, girls. This is
Hot.
they gotta go underneath you, kid.
Okay.
Hot glue gun coming through. All right. Okay, so now that we got that done, Now is just the details. These engine nacelles are not necessary. They're just for aesthetics, but they make the airframe look super scale. And you know how we are here at Hangar, we're all about super scale birds. Now with these, there's a small, narrow spot part to them and a wider part. You want the wider part to go up. If you look at them, they're just barely off-centered. You want that wide part on the top of the wing. Okay? The first thing we're going to do, take these two. Okay, you can take those two. We're going to glue them together. Healthy bead of glue. Don't burn yourself. We're working with smaller pieces now. You don't want to burn yourself.
Okay, I want to do it after.
Whoops. You want to get that off the center. I messed up. Slide it around when you put it together. Just move it slightly. And that way it will, like to use the table, make sure it's lined up. Yep.
And then we scratch.
Yep, we'll get that glue wiped off there.
Looks pretty
Okay,
good.
press.
I guess.
Wes is a veteran and we appreciate his service. Like I said earlier in the broadcast, we are about giving back to the veterans, and we appreciate you, Wes. Appreciate your service and all the veterans out there. If there's any other veterans out there joining us, post. We want to give you some props and give you some thanks. Alright, so that's done. Now, big side, once again, big side goes up. Okay? So we're going to take these and test fit them on the wing. They sit right on these blue marks here. Just test fit them just like that.
And then we're almost done.
That one will be done.
And that's there. You want to make them sure they're as straight, as square as possible going forward, okay? Then once they're test fitted, we're going to pull them off. We're going to put glue on the top. And I'm just going to put a bead of glue on the bottom here.
Stays on both sides.
Both sides, and a little bit on the leading edge. And then I'm going to take big side up once again and slide it in place. And then what you want to do with these ones is you're going to want to wipe off the excess. Make sure it's lined up with your blue lines. I'm going to take my scrap piece of foam and wipe off all the excess glue. Just like that. Okay, should we do this next one? Get your plane ready, we'll do yours.
Yay. We're almost done.
We're almost done, and then we're going to go out front
Yay.
We're gonna decorate it.
And fly.
and fly. That's right.
And fly.
All right.
Like how we didn't have to tape it.
Okay, once again, glue on top and bottom, slide it on, line it up with your blue marks, and then you'll know it's square. Once again, these are just decoration. These are just to make the plane look more scale. They don't affect the flight performance at all.
They look cool though.
They do look cool. Wipe off the extra glue. Okay, do you want to do yours?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
And we're almost done. Here, I want to glue the one.
Let your sister help, okay?
I'm gonna glue that one.
So, Dad, what do I glue? Do I
Thank
just
you,
glue-
Wes. Thank you.
Dad, do I
Appreciate it.
just glue around?
This is why we do what we do.
Just
Because of you guys and because of this. Yeah, you're just going to go around like this.
Okay, I got it.
Healthy bead of glue.
Sure.
Look, move your
That
finger. There
good?
you go.
I feel like that's way too much, but okay.
Okay.
It is what it is.
Okay.
Are there two more?
Now make sure they're lined up.
Are
You
there
just have
two
them
more,
backwards.
Dad?
Sorry.
Are there two
Okay.
more?
Now line them up. Here, stack them on the table like
Are there
this.
two more?
Nope, there's not.
Oh.
Now that they're lined up that way, just take them down here and just hold them just like that. Don't get your hot glue on yourself. You'll burn yourself.
There you go.
And press down.
Shit.
All right.
Are we gonna do the hot glue gun? I mean
Yeah, the glow in the dark. I'll show
Yeah.
you what we're gonna do with that next. That's the last step. We're not gonna complete it. We're just gonna show them what we do, and then we'll go out and fly and show them how we fly.
Yes.
Yes, the best part, right?
Yep.
This thing's actually flies. That was hot. That was hot.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate your support, man. Hopefully, if there's enough interest and you guys want to see more, we got 3 other Chuck Gliders so far in the queue. We'll get them to you as soon as we can.
Whoa.
We showed this at the first. This is one of our next Chuck Gliders coming out of the West Texas Design Facility. So look forward to that. We'll do a live build on that. And the Corsair, we'll do a live build on the Corsair as well. I know the guys at West Texas are going to get a little bit angriest for showing these, but you know, that's what happens when you are in charge. But thank you, Gary. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it.
I think these are all done.
Thank you, Wes. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's get them glued on your airplane. I'll do this side, you do that side. Sound like a plan? Top line, front. You ready?
No.
Front. Okay. Bottom.
That's the hardest part. Dad,
Okay.
Dad, have you used your glue pen?
Not yet. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with it, though.
Oh, shoot, I almost put that.
Don't put it back. Big side up.
Is that right?
Yep, that's right. Once again, big side up. And what these do also, as I said, they don't have any purpose, but aesthetics. That's not 100% true. When your plane lands, after you've chucked it, it actually, these are the same,
You wipe off mine.
yes, they are the same as the bottom of the fuselage, so it actually helps it in landing too, so you don't beat up the bottom of your fuselage. Just about missed it, didn't I? Okay, and
The pen.
thank you guys. Thank you. I'm glad. I hope we got it built. Okay?
Ready to fly.
Our last step. Thank you, Jermaine. Thank you. Our last step. Here we go. This is what you guys have been waiting for. I'm taking my little glow-in-the-dark little glue gun, pen glue gun, and I'm going to go around all the edges of this plane. And I'm going to, can you get me another scrap piece of foam out of the
Also,
garbage?
glow in the dark.
So,
Hey, that's
the glow-
smart.
The
That
glow
is smart. Wow.
the epiphany just happened right there. You saw it live.
Yep.
We're going to go around all the edges with this glow-in-the-gun. Glow-in-the-dark glue.
This is going to be cool, like lights.
Gotta reset it.
Really cool.
There we go. Now I'm going to come and I'm going to
We can decorate.
put the glue here.
I think, are you going to do it to the other plane
This
too?
one doesn't feed as good as
The other one.
the other ones. But then after I do that, I take a scrap piece of foam on the edges, and this does a couple things. This is hopefully going to glow in the dark. We'll have to let you know if it does. But it also keeps the foam from or the paper from delaminating on the foam.
Yep.
Okay? Gary says both the Corsair and the SR-71 look awesome. Chuck Glider design comes a long way from the 99-cent Storm toy store. You're right. You're absolutely right. They have. Gary says interesting to put a rubber band motor on these. The guys down in West Texas, our design facility, have been testing out rubber band that you can pull these back and launch them. Oh, obviously the rubber band's not in your hand; it's attached to the ground. But one that you can pull back. We'll see if they're going to leak some videos or not. You know, we can't keep those cowboys under wraps, so they may or may not be leaking some videos soon. Anyway, so I'm going to go around the whole edge of the airframe with this hot glue, and that will help keep the foam from delaminating. Okay?
Dad, how does it come out? Do you press a button?
Yep, I press a button on the gun.
Oh,
And then I wipe it off. Okay?
Wait, it came out a little bit.
Is this your
It's fine. Okay, you guys ready to go see if these things will fly?
Yeah!
Yay! So here's the cool thing about these, is with these, if you need a little bit of, so it will go, funny thing, you can throw these at the ground, and if you include a little up elevator, with these you can just bend it up like this.
It will.
You can chuck it at the ground and it will skim along the ground and then pull up so you can catch it. So that's why we put the paper clips in there. Now you'll see that I've added just a hair of up elevator. Can you see that? Just a hair of up elevator. And that will allow us to be able to, yes, a catapult, Gary. That's exactly what I was looking for. I couldn't think of the word. Catapult. That's exactly what they've done. They just barely released a video to me last night, what they did with
cool.
it was pretty cool. So look for that soon. Now they're going to get on me for doing a leak. But should we go outside?
Yeah.
Okay. Give us just a sec. This camera's going to go crazy for a minute. Give us just a sec. Let's go outside and do it. Which one's mine? Which one's yours? Okay. We're going to go outside in our socks. That's a no-no in our family, but we're going to do it anyway. Now you have to read me the comments. Okay. Let's put this one down. Is that one yours, Kate? First. Yep. Woo! That was sweet. Ready? Oh, that flies beautifully. Doesn't it? Want to catch it, Miley? Here we go. I can't throw it.
Great.
Catch that one. Hey, see if you can throw it. Oh, good throw!
That was better than last time.
Yes, it was. Here we go.
Can I catch it now?
Okay. Cameron's back there with the dog. Come here, you guys. We're glad you guys have joined us. Thank you for joining us. I've had a blast with this. Had a lot of fun, haven't we? Once again, don't forget to subscribe to all our social media channels. Go to YouTube, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell notification. Hey, this is Coda. She's the newest addition to our family. Hit the bell notification so you get all our latest updates from YouTube. I promise you we're doing what we can to get manufacturing back so that we can have those quick kits available for you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for joining us. Anything else you want to say? No? Go out there, have fun with your Chuck Gliders, and we're going to have more coming down the pipeline. We'll do some more live builds. If you guys have enjoyed this, leave us a comment, and we're going to have more of them. I've had a lot of fun, haven't we? You had fun? Cameron, you have had fun? I'm done talking for the day. Over to our store. We have some new features in our store, or new products in our store. We now have EDFs on our store, 55 millimeters. They're beautiful for your airframes. Go over there and check it out, and we'll see you in the next one.